Hey YouTube, welcome back to UniXTCG for another Gundam card game video. This video is going to be a spoiler roundup and discussion based off of the cards we got last week from ST07, ST08, and GD03. So I hope you guys enjoy. And real quick before we hop into it, make sure that you like the video if you like the video so it thrives. Subscribe so you never miss a beat on the Gundam card game content I drop. And then on top of that, you can always go a step further by joining the membership. 99 cents for you, but it all adds up to me, helps me keep the brand afloat and get closer and closer to that full-time content creator status so you can get even more content from me. But it also allows you to have access to early videos, exclusive videos, and even giveaways like the one that ends in just 5 or 6 days, giving out 3 lucky winners a copy of the ST06 Clan Unity starter deck. So with that out of the way, let's hop in to the spoilers. Okay, so the first card we have here is Gundam Exia. I do have to say the art on this one is so savage. Like the foils from the starter deck for this one are going to go so crazy. However, this is a level 4 2-cost 4/3 card. It is going to just be essentially a Rizel. It costs 1 or has a higher level, but that's because of the link. In this game, I've talked about it before, you can always see where they distribute the power. This is literally a Rizel or a Hyakurin, but simply because it has the ability to link, it's going to go up in level. It had to go up in level or cost, and they chose level, so that's pretty cool. But you got that. Linking it with Setsuna FC will make it a 6/4, and then swinging or attacking will make it a 7/4. Or you'll make the whole board go up 1 and this will become a 7/4 regardless. But yeah, pretty offensive. This is getting rid of any, and I mean any base we have in the game, and that's pretty cool. The next card we have from the starter deck is going to be Tierra Erde, and this is the I think the 3rd Celestial Being pilot we've seen, because we've seen Setsuna, we've seen Alleluia/Hallelujah. Well, I guess it's Alleluia Haptism, it's not Hallelujah yet. I'm sorry, I just love this IP, this particular branch of the IP, and I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, we've seen Setsuna, we've seen Alleluia Haptism, and now we're getting Tierra Erde, so we only have Lock-on Stratos left to be spoiled. And this card is a level 4 1 cost, +1/+1 stats, and says destroyed if it's your opponent's turn and this is a Celestial Being unit, draw 1 card. It's unfortunate that it's just not when destroyed, because that would mean that you could just punch into so many things and then crash and just get your card back, but maybe that would be a little too strong. So basically, if your opponent destroys the card with this under it, you're going to draw a card, at least get a card back. This is going to allow you to just be a pest with Virtue. We've seen a vanilla so far, and Virtue will just be able to swing again and again and again and again until your opponent deals with it and then gives you a draw off of it. But this could also be a whole thing where, you know, you could just put this under any Celestial Being blocker that we may get later, and, you know, if it gets destroyed, you draw a card. Now, I think something that's really funny is that they don't care about spoilers for Gundam, and we've known this after seeing certain cards get released, but this has the trait Celestial Being and Innovate, and Innovate is not something that's brought up until the second half of Gundam 00 Season 2, which is literally 26 episodes into the entire show out of like 52 episodes. So look, I think it's kind of funny, but obviously Vonda doesn't care. I'm here for it. So they're setting up for this. There is definitely going to be something that has the Innovate trait coming into play if they're going to give the Innovate trait to Tierra. So pretty cool. Now moving over to the starter deck 8, right? We actually have Z Gundam, and Z Gundam or She Gundam, however you want to pronounce it, is actually just pretty much a house. This is a level 9 8 cost 5/5 stat line, and it says while you have no units that are level 6 or higher in play, this card in your hand gains level -1 and cost -1 for each enemy unit in play, and then when paired, choose one enemy unit with the highest level, deal 3 damage to it. So there's a couple things about this one. One, I do enjoy the fact that it is going to when paired, not when linked, but just when paired, so that's a little flexibility, and it's going to just ding something with the highest level by 3, which means that it's not going to be stuck if your opponent is running Hobbies. It's actually just going to, their strongest unit, their biggest unit, just bam, 3 damage. The other thing I like here is that you're going to be able to lessen its level and cost. So because we have a limit of 6 bodies, the lowest this guy will ever get to is a level 3 and a cost 2, which, to be fair, playing this for 2 is going to be insane. But I think by that time in the game, you got to wonder how bad of a condition are you in if your opponent has 6 bodies. Most of the time, I think you'll probably be dropping this as a level 6 5 cost on average, sometimes a level 5 4 cost. Even though if you're dropping it at that, you're probably going to have a chunk of your turn left over, so you might be able to hit some burn around this. But I think this card is a lot better than what people are saying, but I do think it will depend on the format. If the format is just a bunch of go tall things, that's one thing. But to be honest, in this particular format, between aggro trying to flood the board and blockers just lining the field, this guy is never going to be a level 9. Like, by the time you can play it, he's probably going to be at most a level like 6, because 3 bodies is nothing to both these aggro decks or these blocker decks. Now, speaking of Gundam, you have Hathaway Noah, and for you guys that don't know, I believe Hathaway's Flash is still on Netflix, with Hathaway's Flash Part 2 coming out in January or February. It's one of them, I can't remember. However, it might be January, because it's probably trying to drop this as close as it can to that movie. But you have the Hathaway Noah just pilot, which is a 4 cost, or level 4 1 cost, +2/+1, and then he's got the Mafty and new type trait. When paired, if this is a Mafty unit, choose one of your Mafty units. During this turn, it may choose a damaged active enemy unit as attack target. The damaged active enemy unit is kind of rough, because I would have rather him just be able to attack any active unit. That way you could get a burn off of Gundam, possibly killing something, and then immediately get to come down on something else. But that being said, you can probably get away with a lot. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of ping in this deck, and Red already has access to ping, so maybe it's not really as bad as I'm thinking. But they're trying to say that when Gundam comes down and Hathaway comes down, you're just clearing the board, or at least taking a chunk out of your opponent's board. Now, speaking of unconditional ping, you have this card right here. This is a Messer Type F01, and this is a level 2/2 cost, the fabled 2 cost slot. I think just because of the way that levels and costs work, it's very rare to find good 2/2s, level 2/2 cost to play on curve. However, this may be one of them. It's only got 1 HP, so if it gets arrested, it's smoked. But you know what? If it's just standing up there, you have a full turn before your opponent can generally play. If you're going first, you have a full turn before your opponent can play all range attack. So you probably can get a little bit of use out of this. But attack, if this unit is attacking an enemy unit, choose one enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. That essentially means this guy has 3 AP, not 2, because he can damage anything. There's no requirement on that. You just damage it, and then the rest of the body comes into it. So I think this guy is interesting. Not sure if he's going to be used yet, but we will see. Against purple, this card's probably horrendous, but yeah, against other colors, maybe. Now, the next card we have, and also just know that he has a Mafty trait, sorry. Then he does have Mafty trait as a link. So 2 costs that can link is pretty interesting, but that's probably also why he has 1 HP. Now, the next card we have here is the Messer Type F Naked Commander type. And this is a level 4 2 cost, 4/3 stat line, much nicer. Mafty trait with the Mafty link trait. So 2 cards that can both link coming down fairly early, and not really much to say about this. This is the vanilla that can link, but it also is the same stat line as well as the cost and level as the Gundam Exia. So it's essentially just the Hyakurin / Rizal that can link, and you know, that's what's up. Now we're moving on to the next card from this starter deck, because they've been giving us mad starter deck spoils this week, and it is the Jigan Ground Type A Manhunter. It's a level 1 1 cost, 0/1 Earth Federation trait that says deploy, choose 1 rested enemy unit that's level 2 or lower. It won't be set as active during the start phase of your opponent's turn. I'm mixed on this, because on one end, I think this is actually pretty neat anti-aggression, but on the other end, I'm kind of worried about how often you'll be able to use this in other decks. Like, if your opponent's not running weenies, this is just going to be a dead card in your hand, it feels like. And even on top of that, you have to let your opponent attack to be able to use this, meaning they've already done some damage and now you're just stopping them from doing the same amount of damage next turn with that card. I'm not sure. Maybe in a tempo oriented kind of thing this would be good. Maybe you just put this in the back burner. If we ever get best of 3 in sideboards, this card is definitely anti-aggro for blue, but I'm just not sure how I feel about this card in general. Next, we have the last card they've spoiled this week from the starter deck, and that is the Devaya. And this is a base. It's a level 3 1 cost. I know you guys like that stat line. And it's 5 HP, Earth Federation / Stronghold, and burst. Deploy this card. Deploy, add one of your shields to your hand, activate main once per turn 2, choose one of your units, it recovers 2 HP. I think this is a little hefty, but we can't ignore that this is an enabler for recovering 2 HP. So we got to be careful about that. You never know. It does seem hefty. Side 1 does it, or side 7 does it for free, but side 7 is also a 4 HP base, plus it only heals 1. So for all we know, this literally could just be a good card, but we need the context around it. So yeah, as per usual, this is my point in the video just to let you guys know that if you like the content, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss my Gundam card game content. And then if you want to join the membership, hey, it would mean a lot to me, and it's only 99 cents a month for you, but it helps support the brand, helps me go full time, which I'm trying to do by April, and I'll explain a little bit why in like a future video for the channel. But yeah, on top of that, you get videos as soon as I upload them, not when they're scheduled. You'll get exclusive videos. It was a little rough last week trying to move the last week and a half, but now that I'm settled in for the most part, we will get those started again. And then on top of that, you get to join into giveaways like the one I'm doing for this, where there's only about 5 or 6 days left to join the giveaway for one of these ST06 Clan Unity starter decks. But all you have to do is, once you've joined the membership, go to the membership only post. Wild. Go to the members only post and just make sure you comment with your favorite GD02 alt art, and you will be entered in for a chance to win. I'll be doing the drawing when November ends. Past that, I am trying to do a massive push on all my platforms, so if you want to see me play anything video game nerd wise, talk about anything nerd wise that is not card games, go over to Universe X Media in my description and go subscribe there. I'm also trying to get my Twitch and my Twitter over 1,000 followers so I can get into more of these sponsorship programs. So if you want to go give those a follow, I much appreciate it. And yeah, you guys stay beautiful. Thank you for all the support, and let's get back to the content. So the next card we have here is going to be the Bondak, and this is going to be another card from Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta, and this is a level 6 5 cost 4/5 stat line who has the link trait with Jared Mesa, and it says activate main once per turn, exile 3 Titan cards from your trash. This unit gains breach 4 during this turn. I'm a little bit weird. For this card to go off, you already have to have a fair amount of Titans in trash, and to be fair, by the time you get to level 6, it's not going to be uncommon for you to have 3 Titans in the trash. However, it may be uncommon to get this effect off more than twice a game, and but to be fair, I guess if this is seen as a threat, it probably won't get a chance to activate its effect 3 times per game. So you know what, exile 3 Titans, probably okay. Probably okay. The more I talked about it, the more I realized that that's really not restrictive. The main issue is breach 4. Breach 4 leaves most bases with 1 to 2 life, and I think that's pretty bad. 1 to 2 HP after you've exiled 3 to use an effect, probably linked with this. Invested 6 resources and exiled 3 Titans from your trash to not be able to kill a base through breach. So I think that this needs more breach. Maybe we'll get another card that adds breach to a card, but yeah, the breach 4, if this is breach 5, I'd be raving about this. I'd be like, yay, another Titan's top end, but I think breach 4 is a little funky. We shall see as the cards come together. The next card we have here is Gundam Age 1 Flat. It is a one more. They stay doing this in this set. It's another one of those evolved or beefier Rizels slash Hyakurins. It's another level 4 2 cost 4/3 stat line with a link trait. Now this link trait actually just says Asuno family, so there's 2, maybe eventually 3 cards that'll come out later, and I can get behind that. I can get behind that. I wish this was Fiat. I wish it wasn't flat. I wish it was Fiat, just because I see like it's got that racing fin on the back and it looks to be in space and has more mobility. But yeah, so this is a card that'll be able to come out and be able to link with quite a few things, so I'm here for it. Now this next card, you guys should know I'm a definite clan fan. I love the clan battle archetype, and this is the Red Gundam. And this Red Gundam is interesting. It's level 4 2 cost, and it says Red Gundam deployed, choose one other active friendly clan unit, rest it, and if you do, choose one enemy with 2 or less AP, deal 2 damage to it. So there's a couple of things here right here. I love the fact that you can play out a clan unit on turn 2 or turn 3, play this on turn 4, and then, or on turn 3 if you have the resource, and then you can activate its ability to rest the other clan unit, and then you can just burn basically a 1-drop. So this is going to help the deck tremendously with the aggro type stuff, because you'll start burning cards off the board while you can start attacking these. If you have the Shuji link for this, you're going to be able to, or the Machu, it's either or, you're doing pretty well. The Machu will make this a 4-5, Shuji will make this a 3-4, sorry, 3-5, wow, a 3-6. So I guess at the end of the day, it's probably better to put Machu under this, because yeah, you definitely gonna want to do that. Now, some people may think that you may be able to put Neon under this, but I don't think Neon actually ever got into the Red Gundam, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not, spoilers. But at the same time, I don't think, the more and more I get to this, the more and more I don't think that Neon is going to have the clan trait as her pilot. So it's just cool. You can put Machu or Shuji under this. If you put Machu under this, it's a much more balanced unit, being a 4-5 body, and you're going to be able to, pick up the top card of your deck, swing at something. So I'm just liking this. I think this card is going to be great for the deck. The next card we have here is the Ailstrike Gundam, and the Ailstrike Gundam is a level 4 3 cost 3-4 stat line that says blocker, and then deploy. If you have another triple ship alliance unit in play, draw one and discard one, and its link is Mulaflaga. So this tells us exactly where, oh my gosh, sorry guys, I just looked at this art for the first time and I realized exactly what moment this is. Shout out to the GOAT who makes the impossible possible. And if you know, you know. Shout out to my man Mulaflaga. But yeah, man, I'm feeling the feels all over again watching this. Look at this card. Point being though, yeah, so this is pretty cool. If you have another triple ship alliance, so if you're basically building a board, you get to draw one, discard one, which is just more filter. And you know what? We don't see enough cards in this game, so more filter is going to be fine. Do I like seeing another good blocker being introduced? No, I do not. But at the same time, I am a fan of just better and better effects being introduced to this game. Just spread them out evenly. Now the next card we have here is going to be the Rue, and the Rue is a level 4 3 cost, and it's a 3-4, so great stat line. Deploy, you may choose one of your units, deal 1 damage to it, and it gets +1 AP for this turn. It can be linked with any Tewas or Tekkadan pilot. So this is actually a really cool card. It's a thicker enabler, but at the end of the day, you will be able to enable your damage units, give them more attack, and you're going to be able to link this with any pilot you want to run in that purple archetype of Tewas and Tekkadan. So I think that's going to be an excellent thing that you're going to want to be able to run. And his stat line's good, cost is pretty good. I think this is a solid card. Whether we'll have the space for it or not, I don't know, but I think this is a solid card overall. Next, speaking of that Tewas Tekkadan union, you have got Aziz Guruman, which is going to complete the trio of Naze Turbine's wives, and you have for level 4 1 cost +1/+2. We love +2 pilots in this. And then once per turn, when this unit receives effect damage, choose one enemy unit. It gets AP -1 during this turn. Very niche. There is a lot of burn in the format, but I can't see running this and then potentially not seeing any burn. Like imagine, like against wing this will work, against ping this will work if they choose to ping your unit with this under it. But I really just feel like we're at this weird point where this is a very workaroundable effect, and I'm just not quite sure what value it brings to the deck over what's already there for Tewas, like Laughter. And then the last card of this video is going to be Jamil Niete? Niete? I don't know. I haven't watched Gundam X yet. Y'all gonna have to let me know how to pronounce that. But it is he is a level 4 1 cost pilot +2/+1 vulture new type. During link attack, you may discard a card if you do draw one. I think draw one, then discard is the mechanically superior wording, because you get to see your next card and then discard your worst, instead of discarding your worst and then potentially drawing a card that's worse. So who knows? But you do have new type, and that's going to have ramifications if you're playing like purple green. You have the ability to discard and draw one, which is going to fill up your trash, which is great for the vulture strategy. So overall, this pilot just seems like he's an absolutely great addition to the deck. I think this is fine. He's a vulture card, and he fills up your trash while getting you through your deck. As far as I'm concerned, great card for the archetype. Not too much to say about that when you just see the unit that he links to, or units that he links to, outside of the ones that we've already gotten in set 2. So there we have it. Those are all the cards that we have pretty much going from the last time I did a spoiler review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said before, make sure you like the video if you did, subscribe if you want to see more Gundam content, and join the membership if you want to get early videos, exclusive videos, and then a chance to win any extra Gundam product that I can get my hands on. So yeah, this is a great time. The game is flourishing. I do know that people had their misgivings about set 2, but I think that set 3 is really going to be where the upswing starts with what we've seen so far, and hopefully what we see in the next coming weeks. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for being patient while I settled in and moved into my new place. And I will be going through even more comments, of course. I took a little session, but it's been super busy at my part-time, super busy getting moved in, settled in, super busy unpacking, and I've just been doing the most. So thank you guys. Your support means the world to me, and I will see you guys in the next video, post, stream, wherever you decide to find me in Universe X. Later.